Good evening, SRA Nation, and welcome to Season 12.
Today is going to be a new challenge, aside from being sand for. We're racing on the surface of the sun, apparently.
Heading down towards the main start line.
Maximizing that track just behind, that's exactly what we were talking about, that one corner. So critical to your lap time, you have to send it. Misses the apex curving there by a little bit.
Everybody's now bunched up, and you do not want that.
Rewind now at the intersection 1 in the spot you really don't want to, but the fight's not over.
Still there on the inside, and the McLaren's still not going to give the place up.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance GT3 Team Series Season 13 Division 5 Round 7 at Oulton Park. I am joined here with not Henry. Henry had a power outage unfortunately, but I am joined in the booth by Mac. Mac, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm here on loan from Division 3, but I'm definitely looking forward to Division 5, looking forward to how things go. Different divisions, of course, you know, as a substitute, I might be a little behind on things like championship narrative, but I'm hoping to have, you know, good time commentating with Robert Lacey here.
All right then, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think you're gonna have a good time here at Division 5. I'll get you caught up on the swing of things here in a bit as we go to our track map and kind of start to talk about what we've got in front of us today. All right, so we are here at Oulton Park. Located in Cheshire, United Kingdom, it is a 4.307 kilometer or 2.687 mile circuit with 17 corners. Lap record here is going to be a 1 minute 28 second .619, set by Joseph Loke in the Taurus MSV 022 in 2023. Today's weather forecast is going to be 23 degrees Celsius with a 28 degrees Celsius track temperature. Some interesting information about the track. Built in the year of 1953, it's primarily used for GT racing, British touring cars, and endurance racing. Some of the famous events hosted here are the British GT Championship, the British Touring Car Championship, and other historic sports car events. Signature features of the track are going to be the high-speed corners, elevation changes, and technical sections. Also, an incredibly bumpy surface. So we're going to see how that plays out with these very tightly sprung, high downforce GT3 cars.
Oh yeah, definitely. I did some practice laps just before these races kicked off. It's definitely a wild ride around this circuit. One of the D1 commentators, I was chatting with him, my brother, Trey Morgan, was talking about how last week at Mount Panorama, that track is tricky, but you got the walls to guide you. There might be blind corners, but you can always look at the fences and kind of see where things are going. But the way he was describing Oulton Park, it deceives you. It makes you think one thing's going to happen, then throws you a curveball. And it happens that every lap, multiple times a lap.
Absolutely. In particular, the Island Bend, turn 4. That's a tricky one at Oulton Park here, because if you miss that and you misjudge that, you dip a tire, like one of your right tires, off into the grass, it's going to send you wide. There's nothing you're going to be able to do as you kind of just go out into the grass between the track where turn 5 is. So it's going to be a tricky track for our racers today, but I think it's going to make for some great racing, and it looks like our drivers are getting out on track. So let's go to the action. Here we go. All right. And looking out, looks like we've got Pellerin on an outlap here, as well as Reg. They're getting set up here to start getting their times in, and this is a good opportunity to talk about where we're at on the standings going into this round. So right now, looking at the standings, our gold championship standing has us with Austin Townsend leading with 436 points, closely followed by Shane Transu with 413 points and Kevin Naples with 391 points. Looking at our silver championship standings for the top 3, we've got Edward Bryan with 288 points, Cesare Pinkowicz with 250. Pinkowicz.
It's Polish, so I wish I could say I can pronounce that, but
I was practicing it all season, and I got it down, and then I went to Division 1 last week, and I've forgotten. 251 points for them, and Stefan Pellerin with 242 points, closely followed by Thomas Reg with 240 points in 4th position for the silver championship.
All right, I went ahead and went to the pronunciation guide. Pinkowicz.
Okay. Thank you for confirming that for me. Looking at the movements here, coming out of the last round at Mount Panorama, Townsend extended the lead to 23 points, which means that they've got a pretty tight grip on that lead, but Transu is coming up close. They were able to slightly close the gap with their podium finish last week. Naples and Heisner are fighting it out for third. Looking at the points here, Naples has 391 points in third, but Heisner has 389 in 4th. So that's going to be tight. That's going to be a tight battle here. And at the last round at Mount Panorama, Tyler Martin was able to break into the top 5 as well with 333 points. So they are also making moves to get up there. If we look at the team championship standings, we've got Chuck Leclerc Racing with 746 points. Crash Test Dummies OBDA with 713 points. And ZDR Boys Black Flag Racing with 605 points in our top 3. And catching up here, we've got some of our first times rolling in as Ferrer gets a 135-1 to take pole position.
It'll be really interesting to see which of the D6 drivers can get up there, and which of the D6 drivers could possibly be challenging the back half, or in some cases, front half of the gold grid.
Yeah, you know, it's been really interesting. I think across all the divisions, there's been a really unique kind of balance with times, right? One thing in particular I've noticed is just how fast some of these divisions are. So,
oh, yeah.
For example, as someone who's racing in Division 4, I'm seeing some of the Division 4 drivers who are, on occasion, putting up Division 3 and 2 times, based on the old reference times that they have online for these. So this season in particular has been a very fast season with a lot of very skilled drivers, and so far all the racing that I've been seeing has been very clean. And speaking of some clean driving, Thibodeau is out with a half-second improvement on their delta. If they can drive this home, that'll make for a pretty fast lap. Might even be enough to move them up into the top 3 as they cross the line with a point. The 7/10. It's enough for them to pick up a position. But the other one to watch here is going to be Thomas Reg, up 7/10 from this 135.9, which if they can get this home, they're actually up by about a second. Now, if they can bring this home, this will get them a pole position.
That'll be really useful. I mean, obviously, I don't think there's anyone who doesn't want a pole position. But, you know, for Thomas Reg, who's currently P4 among the silvers, getting up there could help him gain some positions, and he does get it through. He does move to temporary pole position.
Yeah, with a 134.6, which is an excellent time. And I don't think they're the only one putting in some excellent times here, because, I mean, Pinkovic is now almost a half second up. So they're also looking to make some moves. As is Clark in the 103 Mustang, also a half second up. Looking at the field here, is it just me, or am I seeing a bit of a smaller driver turnout than normal? I'm only seeing 21 drivers here.
It does seem rather small, yeah. Of course, that just means for the, especially for the silver drivers, that just gives them a really big opportunity to make up some big points. Those drivers who we've seen maybe struggling in previous races, this is their opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As a driver who has been at that spot occasionally, obviously I can't say that too much, as I did win a race in D6, but on other tracks I've been doing absolutely horribly. Just look at what happened at Mount Panorama last week. You know, it can be really important when you're in a spot where there's not that many people. You have to capitalize it, and I think that we could possibly see some drivers who are usually further down the grid really pushing this week, trying to get every single point they can in this really once in a season opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. And thinking about it a little bit, this is Oulton Park, which isn't a, shall I say, popular track in the ACC rotation. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a handful of these drivers that know that they do have that drop race. Maybe they haven't missed any races before this, or maybe they're happy enough with their performance that they're willing to make this their drop race.
Personally, that was Bathurst for me.
Yeah, that would have been my guess too, but I think a lot of people race on that track. I want to say there were some numbers that came out a little while ago, and Bathurst is actually one of the more popular tracks on public lobbies. So despite its difficulty, it is still relatively popular, and I think people like to turn out for it, for the challenge and for the glory of trying to conquer the mountain. We're going to watch here as Pinkovic gets across the line and now takes provisional pole with a 1:34.4. Excellent time from Pinkovic.
That is a pretty good time.
Yeah, that's gonna be the time to beat for sure now, and Thomas Reg is gonna have to find a way to get that time back. I see some people here in chat. Looks like we got at least one person here cheering Ryan Clark on. Anyone else in the chat here got a particular driver you're rooting for, or anybody you want to see do well? And let's see here. It looks like we may be coming up to the end. Yeah, we're coming up to the end of the silver qualifying so far. It's looking like Pinkovic is going to be able to hold on to that lead at this rate, unless someone is able to get out there. If Thomas can come out there with a flyer, Pinkovic seems to have this pole held down.
You know, I tell you what, I feel like we've seen some really fast laps out of D6. Because if you're looking at like the reference times, the times they're running are with Pinkovic with that 34.4. You know, reference times, that's a D3 time. That's the time we might expect from a D3 driver. And that's the silvers. So you kind of got to wonder, how fast are the gold drivers going to go?
Yeah, you're telling me. You know, I was talking to my teammate the other day about this speed creep. And it does certainly feel like the slower divisions have gotten faster. And we do also have more alien level drivers in Division 1. As SRA just continues to become, you know, faster and faster as a league. These drivers get out there, they practice, they work hard, they spend countless hours preparing every week to master the track and master the racecraft, and you know, I think we're seeing it pay off, especially with the seasonal regulars. We're watching Mac here dip into the pits as the silver drivers are wrapping up their laps. Thibodeau up half a second as they finish out their last attempt. And if they can bring this one home, it might be good enough for them to secure 7th place. They got this great looking Lamborghini here with this festive... Oh, I'm sorry, did I say Lamborghini? What a travesty. And I'm driving the Ferrari this season.
Did you just call a Ferrari a Lamborghini? Bro, never go to Italy. You've just been added to a hit list. You have just been added to a hit list. The Ferrari agents are coming for you.
Unforgivable. They are knocking on my door right now. Thibodeau's actually up almost a second now as they get this Ferrari 296 around the last couple corners here and across the line to get a 135.2 that secures 6th place for Thibodeau. Great job out there. And our goal drivers are now out on track for their outlaps. And let's tune in here. Obviously, the one to watch is going to be Austin Townsend in the number 210 Porsche. And let's see what they can bring in. Looks like we might have lost the driver. We had 21 a moment ago. Now we're down to 20. I'm not really sure what's going on here.
Well, hopefully they're able to make it back. It'd be really unfortunate if they were, you know, unable to join in. You know, I think, but I do think another driver we might do want to make sure to keep an eye out for during qualifying is going to be Tyler Martin, who I do believe is here. Yeah, in the Ferrari. Managed to set an absolute banger of a lap during practice, 133.9, top in D5.
Outstanding.
I don't know what kind of D5 driver is driving 33s around this track, but I am scared of them.
that's
I'm a D6
something else,
driver.
I'll tell you what.
A 33 is completely incomprehensible to me.
Yeah, you know, my I'm up in D4, and I was starting to tickle the 134s, thinking, yeah, you know, this is a pretty good time. I think I can improve on that. And then I see what other Division 5 and 4 drivers are doing, and I'm like, oh no, I am not on the pace.
Oh, yeah. I feel that completely. That was me at Mount Panorama last week. Of course, I also have the issue of not having much time to practice. As an example of this, D6 races tomorrow. I did my first ever lap of Oulton Park an hour ago.
Well, yep. That feels like it's are we having the same season? Because that feels like it's been my season. I make all these grand plans to go and get some practice in, and then I just end up not making it. And we're on board here with Tyler Martin as he comes around the first corner here, Old Hall, and goes down through Denton's and into Cascades, which is a really tricky corner, especially Cascades on that fast left-hander, because if you drift too far out to the outside, you're going to catch a lot of bumps, and it can really pull you off and affect your pace here as they come through Island Bend now. Got to be brave, and you got to nail that line right. Hard on the brakes as they go into Shell Oil's hairpin. And now they're going to head back out down into Britain's, which is a really tight technical chicane right over the curb. And 296 is not too happy with those curves, but Martin just nails it as they
I tell you who is happy with those curves. Martin. He's 4/10 down on his PB. That'll put him in pole position by quite a margin.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we may see that 133 now as they are heading over Clay Hill and are getting ready to go into Druids. And watch them here. This is another one that kind of needs some unique, in the 296 at least, kind of some downshifting for engine braking. Then you immediately upshift and accelerate through it as they now go into Lodge Corner and get ready to go across Deer Leap and bring in a 134.2, taking the new provisional pole. Tyler
And of course,
Martin.
he's immediately improving on his old time. Not by much, but he looks like I think he's got more pace in him, and I think we're gonna. I don't think this is the last we've seen of Martin this session.
Yeah, absolutely not. As we're on board, or we're following Townsend now, who is managed a 135.1, and looks like they're trying to find some time as they go through Shell Oil hairpin and are heading down into Britain's chicane. You know, I'm telling you, it seems like Tyler is right at home here because they set just a killer time, and it seems like the other drivers here are going to have some work cut out for him. But we're going to follow along with Shane Transu, who is improving their lap by 7/10, almost 8/10 now,
Up to
almost
8.
a second.
Oh, we might have a challenger for pole position. I thought that Martin might run away with it, but Transu
is they're watching their the standings, and they know that if they can perform well here, they have a shot at it. They need to win this race and the finale at Valencia next week, and they need Townsend to perform P5 or slower if they want a shot. And Transu does take provisional pole with a 134.1, and Riley Grayer in chat here pointing out that Division 6 has some people doing 134s. It's wild to me how fast SRA as a league seems to be this season.
Oh yeah.
And this
As
is my
somebody who is very slow, it's terrifying.
yeah, this is my first season not only commentating but also racing with SRA for the Team Series, and I feel completely off the pace. Everywhere I look, I just feel like everyone's so fast.
Yeah. I feel the exact. I'm in the exact same situation. This is my first season with SRA as a driver and as a commentator, and it is absolutely baffling watching these people who are so much faster than me and sharing a track with them. But at the same time, before I joined SRA, there was another league I was in that only had one division, and Jeff Spangler, who's a Division 1 driver, was in that league. So while I'm still baffled by the speed of other people, I'm thankful for SRA having divisions, so at least they aren't Jeff Spangler fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Tristan, the Audi, if you can make the Audi get around, then I have all the respect in the world for you. And what's up, Stefan? Cheering on Brian Bakes and Richard McKay here. Stefan, I'll see you tomorrow in the Division 4 race, as I completely botched that race just like I did last week. And Martin with that 133.7, just like you were talking about, just an absolutely killer time from Tyler Martin. Now takes the provisional pole back from Shane Transu.
Hold on, what did you say that time was?
Tyler Martin just did a 133.7.
That is a tenth and a half faster than his PB in practice.
Absolutely outstanding. Just fantastic work.
Saving it all for saving it all for quality, it would seem. Sandbagging.
You know, they certainly seem to get around here pretty well, and you know, there's a lot of people who aren't exactly, I would say, just talking around, right? I've spoken to a handful of people who don't really care for Oulton Park. You know, it's maybe not their favorite track. I loaded it up a couple days ago, and I just feel right at home. Now, it helps that I've dabbled in the 296 and iRacing for the Ferrari Challenge Series, and Oulton Park has been in the rotation, so it's a track I've seen a decent amount of in the far less forgiving at times iRacing physics engine, right? So that does help a little bit coming here for me, but still, I mean, Tyler Martin just killing it, and possibly even improving. Maybe they're going to look to improve and lock that time down, but you know, as things kind of settle in here, we're going to kind of, actually, we are at the end here. Time really flew by, and so there's some big news here. Austin Townsend has qualified in P11, and I don't think
21 drivers.
And I don't think they're going to be able to. I'm not sure they're going to be able to improve their time.
Not with that exit. Not with that exit, they won't. Oh man.
Austin has a good lead here, but if Austin can't improve this position meaningfully and finishes outside of the top 5, and Transu or Martin perform, if both of them perform well here and are on the podium, I mean, this is going to shake up the championship. I'm telling you. Austin has a strong lead, but they can't afford to finish anything less than 5th place or above. Otherwise, Transu has a shot. Looking here at the points, especially, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't expect this.
Yeah,
this is going to be interesting.
This could be a make or break race for the championship. Always exciting.
And Tristan giving you a shout out for repping the D6. You know, I racing in Division 4. I kind of wish I was racing in Division 6 with you guys. It's been a little bit of a rough time for me. All right, so we are now getting ready to go, and got 2 minutes to the start here. So let's take a minute to, let's see here. What can I pull up here? I guess we're just going to stay here. Do you want to take us through the grid as we are, Mac?
I could probably do that. So starting off at the back, we got the Audi of I gotta get the first and last names in here before I start saying the wrong things, as funny as that would be. So starting in the back in the number 555, we have where's the first names at? Alan Leung. Of course, as I say that, we have somebody else join. We got a Ferrari right behind them in 21st spot. I have no clue how to pronounce that.
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
And looks
All
like they
right.
may have like disconnected or something because they did turn a pretty solid qualify time. Anyway, carry.
In front of in 19th, starting on alongside Leung, we got Dismux in the Porsche. Then we just ahead of we got another Audi starting right in front of Ma in the 141 with Pandune. Then we have Banks in the 910 McLaren, Brian Banks with PCA Racing. We've got Richard Mack and another McLaren, 107. Jan Rodricks, Kessel Racing Ferrari. Simon Barnes in the Santa Slayers Ferrari. Brian Clark in the solid Ford Mustang. I think the Mustang has been one of the standout cars this season. I'd say at least in D3.
America.
Yeah, it's been an interesting car when it comes to balancing. Let's let it to have some interesting moments, such as the Silver Driver who nearly won 2 races in Division 3 and then got bumped up to Division 2. Anyways, heading back to the D5 grid, we got the 162 Porsche of Ramon Lorenzo, Crash Test. That's a great team name. We've got Townsend, our championship leader, looking to hopefully improve, but he's not in the best spot right now. In the other Porsche, the other Crash Test Porsche. We got Steven Pellerin in the Aston Martin. Dario Ferreira TC8 with the Ferrari. Thomas Reg with the Porsche. Jaro Koval and another Porsche. Got a lot of Porsches on this grid, I feel like, compared to other divisions. We got Kevin Naples, who I believe is 3rd in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 3rd in the BMW. I do believe just ahead of him is his teammate, Jeff Thompson. Wonder if we might see some of them working together a little bit on the start. You've got... I just said how to pronounce this and I already forgot. Pinkovich. In the McLaren. I do believe he's the front starting McLaren. You know, there's a few McLarens, but he's up at the front. Then you got Mick Weezerson in the other Audi. Got Transu and Martin, who are teammates, starting 1-2.
You know, I feel like I saw that these two kind of towards the front of the grid at Zolder, if I'm remembering correctly. These two have been really performing well this back half of the season. I tell you what, it's been really something to watch. I mean, you know, I've really enjoyed this season so far, and as we're coming into the second to last round, you know, I've got to say, you know, with all the fun that it's been every week in and week out, watching these guys get together and race, you know, it's I don't know what I'm going to do with my Tuesdays, I tell you what, after this season's over, because, you know, it's just been so entertaining watching these guys come together and just put in all the effort and all the prep work to try and, you know, just get a great race going as we get ready to come across the line as they go over... what is the name of that thing again? Deer Leap. Getting ready to go green here at Oulton Park. And we are racing! And right away, it looks like Martin's going to start to kind of get ahead. Transu's going to slot in behind. And the two of them are just going to start sailing out ahead as they go down into Denton and Cascades. And, let's see here. Work our way back the pack here. We've got Koval and Thompson side by side. Looks like they got to back off here as they go into Island Bend. Getting bunched up a little bit here at the Shell hairpin.
Everybody's keeping it pretty clean so far. You know, there's always the worry, race starts, all the cars right by each other, you know, it could be incidents, but so far it's looking pretty clean. Question remains though, will it remain that way? Oh, it does not! Up at the front, Transu and I do believe that was Penkowitz.
Oh no, look at that. All right, let's get back a little bit and see what did we just miss here? All right, so Pinkovich falling behind as they go through Britain's and as they get to Hilltop here and go into Hislop's.
Inside.
Oh, there it was.
Oh.
Transu and Pinkovich made contact.
It just wasn't the space.
Oh. Ooh, wow. A lot of chaos there.
That is game changing for Townsend. That's 2 positions gained, and that is his championship rival taken out of the top 2 positions there, sent way down the order.
Yeah, and looking at the pack now, Martin's got a
not that far down.
5 second
He's only
gap.
at 5th now.
Yeah, Transu didn't lose too much in this. Yeah, just getting bunched up there at the Hislops is God, it's rough. Whoa, someone out in the grass. Looks like Naples runs wide here at Island Bend, which we were talking about. That's a tough corner, and if you dip a tire out in the grass, that's it. Just sends you wide. There's nothing you can do. Naples falls back into 18th place as they manage to recover and get back on the track. That's a tough spot to rejoin as well. By the way, Stephen Buckley in chat hates the time between seasons, and I have to agree. Except this is my first season, so I don't know yet. but I already agree with you, and I haven't even completed a season and had to go through the off season yet. Looking at the front, Wheezy, who messaged me and asked that I call them Wheezy to make it a little easier. Now sets our fastest lap with a 141.8. We're definitely not. Oh, wow. Martin, meanwhile, sets a 135.2. So they're at race pace now. And okay, maybe it was glitched because now the lap times I'm seeing are better. Yeah, the angle I saw the incident there at Hislop was a little difficult to see.
It was quite difficult. We'll leave it to the stewards to decide who's at fault there, but one thing's for sure. This could be a championship defining incident.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to say. I'd have to see it again. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to see that. How many minutes ago was that now? About like that was lap 1, right? A few
minutes ago. Yeah.
So about 4 minutes ago. Hang on a second here. I can get that pulled up here. We can double check that again. I don't see any tight action on the track right now. All right, so
it's a little bit of action, but nothing too major.
I really want to see that incident because that's very consequential to the championship as we stand here. All right, so that was about 4.5 minutes. It's about 270 seconds ago. We're gonna try that out, and we're gonna see if we can get a replay of that here. All right, let's see if that was where we wanted to be.
Might have been a little bit far, but this is going into.
No, I think this is it. This is it.
Because it was into the second chicane on the back.
Oh yeah.
If I can remember the name of it.
Yeah, I might need to have done more than 30 seconds. Let's see. Let's see if 30 seconds was long enough. If not, I can replay it here. Yeah, do.
It wasn't
quite enough. Wasn't quite enough. Whoa, what do we
Oh.
have here? Pinkovich.
And we come
Out.
back.
We come back to
my goodness.
Pinkovich out in the sand at Cascade. Oh, all right. Well, this is turning out to be a rough race for these drivers here at Oulton Park, but it is an unforgiving track. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I did go ahead and look at the replay for Pinkovich. Just got a tire on the grass and hit the brakes, and around he went.
You know, that can
Super
always
unfortunate.
get you tripped up. All right, we're gonna try to go back here, and I think I've adjusted my time here. All right, we've got the replay here. We can see exactly what happened. We got the helicam. Let's see what we got here. So we're going into Hislop over the that was just, I think, I don't know.
I don't think that was the best move.
Yeah, I don't think they had enough overlap to really call it that. They really like kind of got the pack tied up there, but everyone else had really clean kind of avoidance there. But you know, it's up to the stewards, and I'll let Chad also come to their own conclusions. But you guys have now seen it a little more clearly.
Incident.
Oh, what have we got here?
Is that
Wheezy?
McWeezerson?
Wheezy off here. Let's take a look at see what happened here.
Oh, he just got nailed.
They just get punted a little bit going into Old Hall. Sends him off into the grass. Unfortunate. I'm sure they are very unhappy with that outcome now.
Oh yeah, I bet we're gonna see an incident report on that.
Looks like we may have had another incident now from Dismukes. Let's see what happens here. Oh, they just dip a tire. Is that Island Bend? Yeah, Island Bend. That's Island Bend is going to be a tough corner for people.
Certainly.
Wow. All right. So, you know, we were just talking about, as they were on their formation lap, the clean racing that we've seen across
And we were talking about it at the start of lap 1 as well.
We were. You know, I think we commentator cursed that one into happening. Oh man, this has been brutal to see. You know, looking ahead. Let's give you guys a bit of an update. So, out on track, it looks like Naples and Thibodeau were able to take the position from Rodrix, who was falling behind a little bit. Also going to lose position to. No, they're holding on there. I'm not sure who's that. Oh, okay. Things have updated here. Let's see here. Time splits. Yes, I can get that for you.
That other driver, the red car, I do believe that is lap traffic. I believe that is Barnes in P19.
What is the key for this?
You trying to get the splits up? I think it's insert.
Insert? Thank you. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you for that. Okay, so catching up on the on the board here, Martin's now extended the gap to second place to 8 seconds.
Oh, we got an off for Tertiary, for Dario Ferrer.
Let's take a look here.
GCA.
What happened? Oh, they just ran wide there. At
Ooh.
that's gonna be Druids.
Hopefully, you didn't get too much damage.
Hopefully not. I guess we'll find out. Looks like got a little bit more action going on between Naples, Thibodeau, and Rodrix here. I have to step away for a moment, guys, so I'm going to leave you, Mac, to kind of watch this battle with Thibodeau, Naples, and
Ooh,
Rodrix as we...
a little scary.
You've got... Whoa, that was a bit tight.
Ooh, ooh.
just as I'm about to have to step away. All right, I'm going to leave you guys to watch this battle for a moment here, and I will get caught up with you guys in a moment.
definitely an exciting battle here, fighting over, I do believe we are fighting over 11th position here. I think it's settled down a little bit now that he's left, but definitely got to be keeping a lookout. I'll also try to point out if I see anything else going down on the other side of the grid, but unfortunately we won't be able to swap to it until Robert comes back. But getting a little brave on the brakes there for Naples. Oh, who's that we see get the snap of oversteer back there? I think that's Roderick's. You might be able to see that on the back of your screen, but I think it's just out of view. But I tell you what, Naples also looking at the back of Thibodeau. Who goes wide? Oh! Thibodeau goes wide and off the track, and that's 3 positions lost? I believe so, and there's another one coming as Banks soars right by. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's super unfortunate for Thibodeau. He's got it going again now, but is there damage? How's this going to affect his drive in the future? All you can do now is just try to follow. You know, what has this season been like for let me see if I can actually figure out how to pronounce his name before I get too much further into this. I just have an entry on the name pronunciations, unfortunate. But looking back at the screen, oh, did he go wide again? He did, and I missed it. I was looking away. I looked away for one moment, and he went wide again. I think he might have been trying to make a move on Banks, but all he's done is let Penkowitz goodbye. Down into 15th now, which should update soon. Yep. Super unfortunate. It's all just falling apart. Thibodeau here. But you know what? Still got a long race to go. Only a quarter of the way into it. Plenty of time to make up those positions. He's not the only one making mistakes. As I do believe we saw some other drivers lose positions up ahead, but unfortunately can't show those right now. Oh,
I am back, and let's take a look at what we got. Sorry about that. Let me catch up with chat first. Let's see.
I would just like to say Thibodeau, I think had 2 off tracks while you were away, including once into the wall.
Also, looks like Lorenzo got a little spicy there coming out of a Shell oil hairpin. Let's see here. Temperature drops. Yeah. It's 21 degrees, even though the forecast was a track temperature of 28. Bad night for Wheezy. Yeah. It's, whoa.
Both of them going deep. One of them a bit more deep, and
Clark loses the rear end a little bit in the grass. That was definitely dicey. I'm gonna come back here and check on Pinkovich a little bit. Tough course, and bad race for Pinkovich today. Almost a bad rejoin too.
I was just talking about Thibodeau with his incidents, like fell all the way down from 11th to 15th. Super unfortunate, but we still got 45 minutes left to go. That's 3/4 of the race.
Based on the challenges I'm seeing all these drivers having today, with 45 minutes left to race, anything can happen. Tough course, Henry, says Stefan. Unfortunately, Henry's not here. His power went out.
Yeah, we got. Hi, I'm Mac Morgan. I'm on loan from Division 3.
I've shamelessly ripped Mac from the Division 3 clutches and have moved them here. See the battle for second. Yeah, Transu and Koval have been fighting it out up there for second. This is important for Transu. Transu has the closest shot at the championship. This is really important. I think no worries, Stefan. I think this is gonna be and to be fair, to sidebar, Stefan, to be fair, I did forget to like say who the heck I am when I was doing the introduction, so that's on me too. I just announced the thing, and then I mentioned I introduced Mac and forgot to even say who the heck I am. So my bad. It's not your fault. It's my fault. But looking at Transu here, they've got to try to at least get second. With Townsend especially approaching position 5, which is very important. Transu has to get a win here. If Townsend's
can not just approaching position 5, he's really all over the back of Thompson.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting, because if Townsend, despite the rough showing at qualifying, if Townsend can just stay clean, stay out of the grass, stay out of these incidents, they have a chance to climb up high enough in the points that it can set it up where it doesn't really matter, where they won't have to worry quite as much going into the final race at Valencia. Looking here at some scenarios here, looking at the math here. If Transu finishes anywhere other than the top 3, then Townsend has the championship locked in. It obviously, I think Valencia could. Whoa!
Who's
speaking
that?
of, who I think that was Transu. That was Transu.
Oh
off.
no!
Let's get a replay of that as we watch. I was just talking about that. I'm sorry, Shane. I think I cursed you. With that one. Let's see what happened with Shane. Oh, they just lose it. Oh no.
Too much curb on the inside.
Oh no. Oh,
That's super unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Not only did they just yield third position, which they have to get in order to hold Townsend off, Townsend is now in 5th place.
Right in front of them, no less.
Yeah. If Townsend's in 5th place or higher and ahead of Transu, I think that means that Austin has the championship secured. Obviously, there's still a race left, and there's still 41 minutes left of this race, so there could be some things that come into play here, but that's certainly not what Shane wanted to see happen there.
It's all going to be dictated by race strategy now, because if of course Townsend is in the Porsche, which, if I recall correctly, the Porsche isn't the best of tire wear, and tire wear can be really heavy around this track, so that could come into play later into this stint or late into the race if one of them decides to go for an undercut. But I think the Ferrari is a little bit better on tires. I'm not 100% certain on that. But yeah, it's really it's going to be about strategy now for Transu.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Porsches up at the front, so strategy is going to be really important with that high tire wear for the Porsches.
Absolutely, and tire management is especially important here because of the amount of high-speed corners here. You've got Druids, you've got Cascades, Dentons, Island Bend, lots of very fast high-speed corners. As the tires start to fall off, you're not gonna be able to take those as fast and aggressively, which you're going to feel. Riley pointing out that was an odd spot to lose it, and I find that sometimes that's been my experience too, is whenever you get really tunnel visioned and maybe you're kind of your head's down, you can find yourself, maybe if you zone out too much, making mistakes on parts of the track where you wouldn't normally make a mistake.
Transu in the pits.
Yeah, it looks like they took the opportunity to take the pit now. Means they're going to go for a long second stint. I don't think I saw them make any contact with the wall, but they may be thinking if they duck into the pits now, they can get the early undercut on the other drivers. But a 40-minute stint could be tricky. We'll have to see how this plays out. And looking ahead, looks like Rodriguez and Banks are getting tight, getting close as they go down into the Shell Oils hairpin. That is such a long name. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna call
you're
it the
talking about-
hairpin. There's only one hairpin here, so this is the hairpin, and I'm saying that's final. I'm not gonna pronounce that anymore. I don't want to say that anymore. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Shell Oils. Oh man, they are just. Here, I want to watch. I want Banks, and I want the wing camera. Look at that. Oh, diving in as they
there it
going.
goes.
Oh, look at that. Let's get that. They just send it right into the inside at Hislops. And they're going to make that move stick as well as they go up the Clay Hill and go down into Druids.
You know, you're talking about that 40-minute stint that is going to be attempted by Transu. And that is definitely going to be it's not going to be the easiest thing around this track, especially with the hot tire wear, but it's also not out of the question. 40 minutes. I don't remember if it was quite 40 minutes, but at Nürburgring in D6, I did a very long stint. Granted, that was on wet tires, but it wound up giving me a massive advantage. And with how high the tire wear is, you know, we could see similars. Of course, Townsend has to respond and is in the pits now.
Yeah, it looks like Townsend
really
and Lorenzo ducked into the pits, and I believe they're both teammates together. So that's they seem to be on the same strategy now. Perhaps looking at the team standings here, they have 713 points, which they would like to. They'd probably like to try and make a run at first. Hang on. Are they? Yeah, that's Crash Test Dummies. Yeah, they're probably trying to make a move for the team championship with that. They're strategizing together, which if they can perform well here, they have a shot at it for sure. They're still definitely in the running for that. With 713 points, they're only 33 points away from Chuck Leclerc Racing. Checking on Chuck Leclerc Racing, our drivers for it are, as a refresher, we have Transu and Tyler Martin racing for Chuck Leclerc. If Martin's bringing in the pole, that means that they're bringing in a ton of points here, which is going to make it hard for Crash Test Dummies to pick up the amount of points they may need to overcome Chuck Leclerc. However, where is the other driver for Chuck Leclerc? Whoa!
Got a bit of a that's
getting
sketchy.
spicy once again. Oh, is that some blocking or is that just? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that, Thibodeau.
I'm not sure if it was blocking. It might have just been trying to follow the racing line. You do have to go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that there was a bit of that. I think it's just the tight, like they were tightly grouped together. It kind of started to look like it, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Still, definitely a bit of a fight going on here with Pinkovich and looks at their teammate Rodriguez. I want to say that's their teammate. They got the same livery.
Banks.
I'm sorry.
That is Banks. I think.
Oh, that is Banks. You know what? I got confused because I'm looking at a Ferrari and I saw a Ferrari 2 cars ahead. You're right. That's Banks, which would be. Based on the livery, that's going to be their teammate. I don't have the team chart pulled up right now, which I really should. Looks like we've got some movement here looking ahead. I'm not sure what happened. Did they just lose that position? We're going to go back and see if I might. Oh, looks like Roderick's had an off track there.
They are not teammates, it turns out. Banks is teammates with Mack, Richard Mack.
They just have a very similar looking livery. Are they part of a conglomerate?
It's possible.
Oh, speaking of Pinkovich getting spicy coming out of Lodge Corner, heading into the pits. Gonna go ahead and get that done. And you know, we were talking earlier, and I think we got sidetracked, but we were talking about the stint time here. For those who are familiar with or have been following the SRA Endurance Championship, those are 65-minute stints. With I want to say there's a 5 tire limit or something, 5 tire changes. Those are
I wouldn't know. I
doable.
don't do endurance.
So if you're careful with it, you can get these tires. It does depend on the setup too. How aggressively you drive. You may even have to play with mapping and TC and stuff. But you can get these tires 65 minutes on the single set. And you have to. You don't have the luxury to go in for constant tire changes in the Endurance Championship because it's 6 hours, but you only have 5 sets of tires. You do have to do an extra long stint too. So I've been racing with Tyler Matlock. We raced at Brands Hatch last year, and I had to go out and drive on those tires for 65 minutes. Then Tyler had to change with me and go out for another 30 minutes on those tires. So you can get these tires to last, right? You can go for those long stints, but it doesn't always pay off when you do have that tire change, and that's something that I've talked about even last week for the Division 1. There's the mandatory tire change, so you might as well race with the freshest tires you can, but sometimes an aggressive undercut can work if you can still be fast with those tires going that long. Looking here.
Can work.
Right now, Wheezy holds the fastest lap with a 1:34.6. Ferrer is in the pits, and looking down the track here, the top 10 have yet to complete their mandatory pit stop. However, looking at where Townsend is, so I'm going to make a bold call here. Townsend leads the cars that have completed their pit stop already.
Yes.
Depending on where the other drivers are when they elect to go in for the pit, Townsend may have just made the undercut of the century. It's hard to say for sure.
It is hard. It depends on how fast they are. But
yeah.
I'm looking at it. I think you're right. I think that when they pit, he could come out in third.
Yeah, that's that's quite the play from Townsend, and shows that Townsend, they may not have had their best qualifying, but they've got the strategy. And we've got a yellow.
Oh, who's that?
Let's see here. Looks like
Pellerin. No,
Pellerin.
not Pellerin.
No, not Pellerin.
In the pits. Who was it? Oh, I think it was Penkovich.
Pinkovich. Let's see here. Let's go back. Yeah, it was them. Let's see what happened here. Oh, Island Binge strikes again. Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
I think that's race over.
Oh, that's tough. That's physically painful to see.
Oh.
RTG. It's gonna be tough to come back from, and you hate to see it. And Island Bin takes no prisoners. I was kind of predicting going into this that if we're going to see incidents, that's definitely going to be one of the corners to watch. It's
very easy to make mistakes around that corner because you want to carry that little bit more speed, but you carry just that little bit more speed, and suddenly you're dipping into the grass, and suddenly you're going into tires at very high speeds.
I tell you what, watching this race tonight makes me want to go spend some time after this practicing, because with the mountain, I kind of had low expectations, and I didn't really care to worry about it. Here, though, I was hoping I could do more. Whoa!
Got a move going here around the outside. Through
Thibodeau trying to make it stick around the outside
corner.
at Lodge Corner. They are going side by side, and okay. Looks like
Banks is going to cut that off shortly, dive into the pits.
Not a bad idea. Let's see how this is shaping up. Townsend's now secured 9th position, as Banks and Reg are now in the pits. Let's see if Townsend is able to capitalize, and they are moving up into 7th place. So at this point, all right, hang on, maybe not. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Race control shows them in 7th place, so I'm gonna have to take, based off where they are on the track, I'm pretty sure that they are, and it's
Positions
just
do not update on ACC until they get to the sector line.
Okay, that. Thank you for clarifying that. So Townsend did indeed secure 7th place with that. And again, every driver ahead of them still has yet to pit. However, Martin, pretty fast out there. They've got a huge gap too to second. Martin's got an almost 12-second gap to Koval in second, who then has a 15-second gap to Thompson in third. Looks like we may have had an incident here. Oh, no, that's just them coming out of the pits. Disregard. All right, we've got Ferrer chasing Clark down as we head through Islands Bend and into the hairpin. Ferrer is definitely looking to find a way around that boat of a car that the Mustang is. That big fat slice of Americana roaring
Mustang
through
is
these
such an
British
annoying
hills.
car to race at times.
It
And I say
is
that
tough.
my brother drives the Mustang. It's just
Whoa!
oh
Whoa!
Oh, no!
Let's take a look here. What happened? What happened here?
just
There.
misses braking point.
That's what it looks like.
Tunnel
Yeah,
vision's on the car
oh,
in front, just missing the braking point.
Yeah.
I think he might
yeah,
have gotten some tires on the grass as well, which certainly didn't help.
Yeah.
When he gets
that-
a drive-through.
Oh, so that also.
Oh.
Oh, that's painful to see.
And who else gets a drive-through? Naples.
There they are.
Naples with a drive-through.
Naples with a drive-through. That's going to be tough. And, you know, Naples in the championship standing was in third. It's going to be interesting to see because Martin bringing home first place. And if Naples is unable to improve, this could be Martin coming in for a higher position in the standings.
I tell you what, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Naples is third in the championship. I think he's already a fair bit lower than Townsend is, but you know, with Townsend looking to with the drive-through for Naples, Townsend is looking to finish ahead of both his championship rivals. He could theoretically not quite lock it in, I think, but really put himself in a good position for the final race at Valencia.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting caught up here with... Oh, it looks like we have an incident at... looks like maybe Hislop? No, I'm sorry. That was at the... That may have been Hislop. Yes, that was Hislop. The 107 car. Let's have a look here. Mac. And still trying to shake or sort out where everyone's going to kind of land as they get their pits in. Oh, yeah, they just kind of lose it there.
Yeah.
Do a little bit
I
of
gotta
donuts.
step out for a moment.
Get back on. All right. And let's get caught back up looking down the grid here. Once this replay wraps up, we're going to see where we stand now that I think most of the drivers are getting their pits completed. All right, so Rodericks and Thibodeau have yet to pit. Koval did get their pit done. I see Booster saying it's time to pit. They did get their pit in. Martin as well got their pit done, and they are looking really good out there now with a 3-second lead to P2. However, P2 and P3 currently have yet to pit. So once those two have to dive into the pits here, Koval's going to come back and to play here for second, and Townsend, as we discussed before, is going to be in P3. This is very consequential for the championship standings because Townsend scoring points at position 3 means they're above the position 5 threshold that Transu needed them to be in order to have a shot at the championship. However, the big upset here today, looking at it, or I guess you could say upset, the big surprise here is Tyler Martin just absolutely killing it with these great times, this great race, just sailing out ahead in first place. That's really going to be interesting to see how the points shake up here.
Untouchable. That's what Martin's been this race. Completely untouchable.
They
we
just-
saw him
they-
at the start of the race, and he's just
They were
gone
gone.
off the distance. Oh, there's yellow in a final corner. Car 107.
Car 107 again. Looks like Mac. Let's have a look here. They're having a bit of a. Oh, they just maybe disconnected or wheel issue. Hard to say. Hard to say.
They're still there now, so whatever the issue is, I hope they get it figured out.
Yeah, hope so. Transu, looking at the race here, you can't help but wonder. Transu's been driving a really good race as well. I don't think I've seen a whole lot of incidents out of them aside from kind of earlier race. Your mind kind of begins to wonder what could have been if Pinkovich and Transu had managed to avoid the contact in lap 1.
Certainly, I think the stewards are gonna they might have their work cut out for them with that. It's a contentious incident, to say the least. Were you about to call out Richard Mack? Who's...
Yeah, they are now.
Oh, he's moving now.
They are now moving. That almost begins to look like a hardware issue. But so this is where my lack of SRA experience comes into play. But the points that you score, are they dependent upon how many drivers are in that race? I
do not believe so, no.
Okay, so if that means that if you race and only 19 drivers show up, then you're going to score points as if you finished P19 in a full pack, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So that means that Mac has every motivation to finish, even if they only finish P19, because all the other drivers, they decided to take the drop race here. So if they can at least bring it home, and that was me last week in Mount Panorama. I had a really bad incident at the end of Conrad, and I said, you know what, I've still got to bring it home. So I didn't finish where I wanted to be, but I brought it home and at least brought the points home. Tyler Martin now sets the fastest lap with 1:33.4 race lap, which let me refer back to their qualifying. That was that's identical to their qualifying lap. They're out here doing qualifying times with 10-minute. I think I don't know. They just recently
That's an
picked
absolutely insane lap.
But-
33.4 in the race.
a
race
1:33.4, the same exact time they did to qualify where they are. Is if I'm looking at this correctly.
I think
This was their
I think on
qualifying
race control it'll just I don't think that's right, because I think that on race control it does things slightly differently, because if you look at the other
Okay.
drivers on the qualifying, you'll see it is the same as their race best.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
keep that in
Yeah.
mind, but I think that's
Still-
not. I don't think that's matching it. I think that's faster,
It may be.
because I think he got a 33.6 in qualifying.
I wish I remembered, but that is still an outstanding time. And that's going to be tough for these other drivers to get, because, I mean, it was already such a great qualifying lap compared to the rest of the grid. And so they're out here, and they're doing that on the race trim. Oh, just outstanding. Thibodeau and Rodrick's yet to pit. Townsend likely looking to secure those positions. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Koval coming out of the pits here. Let's take a look at what's going on here. I'm confused now. Did Koval take the position from Townsend?
No, Koval pit, and he came out ahead of Townsend. I do
Oh, that's
believe.
right. Koval's going to come out. I confused myself. Koval's
Yeah,
going to
he
come
was
out
P2 before he pit.
second after all of this shakes out. Yes, once Rodricks and Thibodeau duck into the pits, we should see Koval fall into second place and Townsend fall into third. However, Townsend has looks like a 2-second gap. I'm trying to make sense of this here. Maybe a 4-second gap. They're close enough that with 20 minutes left, Townsend could still be, if they're fast enough out there, they could still be looking to move up and try to shoot for P2. I don't think anybody, barring something absolutely tragic, I don't think anybody's going to be looking at P1
No,
at
Martin's
this
got
point.
that.
It's Martin's race. It really is. But really, it's going to come down to how the race shakes out for P2 and 3. and what sort of consequences this has for the championship standings.
Definitely. I mean, Transu's just 2 places behind Townsend, trying to salvage what he can, trying to make sure he, you know, doesn't get a horrible result, you know. And there's still always that slim chance, however slim it might be, that Townsend could make a major error, or get involved in an incident and wind up falling right down the order, and that could open the door wide open again for Transu.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, looking at the championship standings here, with Tyler Martin scoring first, I don't recall what the point totals are for these. But with Tyler Martin finishing first, that's going to propel them into the race, or into the fight for the top 3. It means that it means we may have a really close battle going into Valencia. We may even have a 3 or 4-way fight for the championship title at Valencia, just depending on how the points shake out.
Yeah. Looking at the points breakdown, I do believe that the leader gets 110 points, and then it just goes down from there, with the last position that gets points being, I guess it might depend on how many drivers are in there. I didn't think it did, but I think it might. Looking at this, it looks like because depending on which race it is, the lowest position that has points is different.
I see. So then my next question for you is, if it's always 110 points for the leader, and maybe if it's always the same for the top 3, I'm really curious how this is going to affect the battle with Tyler, assuming 110 points for Tyler. That puts them at 443 points, which would be enough to put them in the fight. However, Townsend coming in third, how many points does that get Townsend, assuming they can bring third home?
That should be 92 points.
92 points is going to be a tough thing to crack. So 436. That puts Townsend with 528 points going into Valencia. And with Transu, assuming they finish 5th here, looking at the board here, what are you seeing for 5th place points?
5th place points, 80.
All right, so Transu... that makes it tough. So even with... there we go. Both Thibodeau and Roderick stuck into the pits, and we see our board update here with Transu now in 5th place, and Reg now in 4th, Townsend in 3rd, Koval in 2nd, and Martin sailing away in 1st, racing by themselves. Yeah, you know, if the points lay out the way they are based off what you're telling me, Townsend's going to go into the next round with still a solid lead. Transu is going to be short by... I have to do the math here. 35 points. So Transu will still be in the fight going into the final round. But even with this great finish from Tyler Martin, well, where's Eisner at? Eisner's not here. So if Eisner's not here, yeah, this could be their drop race. I don't know.
Well, they don't have a drop race, so maybe they just couldn't make it. You know, people got lives, they're busy, and I did figure out what was going on that was confusing me. They included drivers that did not finish in the points breakdowns. And so those drivers didn't get any points, so it is standard. I believe all the way down to P40 gets points. Oh, contact.
Contact.
Naples and Roderick's just on screen here.
Let's go back here and see. I missed the actual contact there. I
believe it was on the switchback. I thought there was maybe there wasn't. Maybe
I think they just ran wide there.
It looked. I only caught the side of it. I caught it in the corner of my eye as I was looking over points standings because, of course, end of the season we gotta be looking at the points.
Yeah, we're really starting.
Who's gonna be drinking a shoey?
That's right. We're already, kind of starting to think. I have a feeling, I'm going to call it now. I have a feeling there's a good chance we're going to see Townsend drinking from the shoe. However, I'm not going to count Transu out of this yet because going into Valencia, there's only going to be a 35-point difference. That's a little bit larger than it was going into Oulton Park, but that does mean that Transu's still in the fight. And anything can happen in that last race with a 35-point gap. You just never know. Looks like Mac off track there at Hislop. And yeah, it looks like they're having a hard time. Maybe technical issues is what I'm thinking based on what I'm seeing out there. Dismukes getting passed by Barnes as they go into Britain's and head down into Hislop. I don't think Dismukes is going to just kind of hang out back there, though. I think they're going to want to try and get that position back. Looking at the silver standings, so to catch up on our silver drivers here tonight.
Oh, what happened to Thibodeau?
Whoa.
Went into the pits, just came out of the pits.
Let's go back here. Whoa.
Had to make another pit stop for damage, or?
I'm not sure. I didn't rewind far enough to see what happened.
I'll see if I can get it. Nope. I did not go far enough either.
Huh.
I'll try going further back.
Yeah, let me know if you figure out what happened there, because that was strange. They seem to be up there in the fight, and then they're not. Well,
that's unfortunate for them, certainly. I think that's
yeah, I've seen
three drivers down there in the back, but if you finish it out for 19th place, you should get a solid 200 points at least. That's a lot of points.
Okay, so
that's championship.
Stefan,
that's championship. Hold on a moment.
While you pull that up, Stefan in the
30 points. 37 points.
37 points. Oh, okay. So that's still
pretty good.
Yeah, that's worth finishing the race for. Mackay's computer froze earlier in the race, so that's what happened with with them, and so that's.
Ooh, there's a yellow down in sector 2.
Looks
382.
382. Taking a look here, Dismukes. Let's see what happened with Dismukes here.
Takes a little bit of curb there, that chicane. But
so
doing fine.
Looks like it was something at Hislop. I've seen quite a few incidents at Hislop today.
There has been quite a few. Obviously, there was that major one on lap 1.
Oh, they just lose the rear end.
A bit too much speed.
Good avoidance there by... I'm assuming that was Ferrer. No, I'm not sure who that was, but we're gonna catch back up with Wheezy here, who's closing the gap with Barnes, looking for a way around, or looking to catch up with them. They've got 11 minutes to try to pick up another position, and I'm sure Wheezy will be happy to get whatever they can here with the unfortunate incidents they had earlier in the race. All right, let's see here. So I'm going to get caught back up with the silver driver standing. So Edward Ryan leads the silver drivers. They are not here. However, Pinkovich is here. And they've been the driver we've been watching. Actually, hang on a second. It appears that Pinkovich has dropped from the race.
No.
Whether due to technical issues or something else, Pinkovich is no longer here.
That's unfortunate.
They are currently, before this, in second place for the silver drivers with the 37-point delta from Edward Ryan, who's leading. I'm also not seeing Edward Ryan here. Pellerin with 242 points, very close to Pinkovich, and they're performing pretty well here. in the top 10. So that could be an upset to the championship standings as well. Now, Pinkovich may have had a drop race, but this could make for some moves here. Let's see here. Yeah, you know, looking at this, Ryan, if they had a DNF here, Pinkovich would have had a chance. However, Pinkovich now has also DNF'd. I want to say that the drivers we're not seeing tonight, they've probably taken their drop race here. Drive through from Ma. Looks like Thomas Ma has got a drive through. So Pellerin could be looking to maybe move up. If Pinkovich is a DNF without the drop race, then Pellerin is likely to be securing second place for the championship. And if both Ryan and Pinkovich missed this race and this was not a drop race for them, then this also gives Pellerin a solid points boost, especially coming into 8th position, going into the final round of Valencia. However, looking a little bit closer, Thomas Reg was only 2 points behind Pellerin. However, they are up in 4th place. This is an excellent finish for Thomas, and this will most likely secure, if nothing else, assuming Ryan and Pinkovich had the drop race. This could mean that Reg can secure 3rd position from Pellerin. So that means that Pellerin and Reg, I think that this is going to go into the final race between those two.
I think it very easily can. I mean, they're not that far apart today. I mean, a lot of points in between 4th and 8th, but, you know, feels like they've not been, the pace is, you know, right around similar enough that next week it could be closer and we could really see a fight between them. And even if they aren't fighting directly, there's definitely going to be a fight with the drivers around them as they're trying to secure as many points as they can, trying to get that position in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're down to the wire, and I feel like we spend a lot of time this race talking about the points because here we are. We're going into the final round, and, you know, I think this is the race, and obviously the next race, but this is the race that's really going to set the tone for that final round. Kind of seeing what they are up against and who our contenders are for the championship, because I don't think this is going to be a like Max Verstappen securing the championship at Las Vegas. I don't know that maybe Townsend has the championship secured, but I don't know if they've got that much of a lead to definitively say so.
No, they definitely don't, because...
But the silver drivers, I think there's going to be a tight race at the final race at Valencia. I think that there's a good chance that we see some really close battles going into that round.
The gap between Townsend and Transu right now, not including this race and however it ends, is 23 points. And that's pretty close. And of course, Transu has a drop race left with 36 points just in the bank there, or 39 points in the bank from their drop race. That not the best finish. 39 points. Let me see if I can figure out where that would have been.
Yeah, we're definitely getting into the point where the drop race is going to factor in, as well as trying to figure out what's going on here with Townsend here. Did Townsend lose a position? Hang on.
Oh, hold on. He's behind Transit.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Townsend
no.
off track at, looks like at the last corner there with wow. Oh, that's going to hurt Townsend.
Oh,
and that.
You know who else is off? Martin just went off. Or not Martin. Transu just went off. Sorry. Wrong, right livery, wrong driver.
Yeah, I can't quite, oh, actually, yeah, okay, here we go. Now we're caught up. We're going to see this here out of Transu. The replay was still playing, so I wasn't able to see it. I think it's picked up after Townsend took the position back. However, this complicates things because Transu they've got a 1.7 second, or yeah, I think a 1.8 second gap to Townsend. They've got to close that, because if Transu can take that position from Townsend in the next 4 minutes, then that means that Transu is still very much in the fight going into the final round. And they are closing that gap now. So Townsend's got to just race clean, race carefully. You know, they can't afford to make any mistakes at this point, because if they do, Transu's going to capitalize on that. And that means that those two...
looks like he's trying to right now. Gap's
Yeah.
down to 1.2 seconds. You know, 4 minutes left. Transu could very easily close that gap all the way. Of course, Townsend's been on that massively long stint, which in the Porsche with that tire wear, it's under a second now.
Oh,
Under
this
a
is going to
second
be
now.
tough. This is going to be tough. Townsend may not be able to just clinch the championship going into the final round. However, for Transu to be able to definitively take it, Transu has to win the next 2 races. Now, they're out of the contention for that, but finishing ahead of Townsend gives them maybe a shot. I can't quite do the math, but I think it gives them a little bit of a
If they can finish ahead of
shot.
Townsend, if they can just close that gap, and they can, and then if Townsend does the same thing next week, maybe doesn't have the best session, doesn't quite get enough points, it is completely feasible. Oh, Townsend goes wide.
Goes wide at the oh, what is that corner? You know what? I don't know. I don't catch. Transu's all over Townsend though. Going to the drift. Oh, contact! Transu taps into the rear end of Townsend. Oh, we gotta see that again. Oh my goodness! Look at that. Okay, so they're getting close. Transu's trying to look for a way around. Gets into the grass, taps and going into Druid, sends Townsend into the wall. Oh wow.
That is not how this championship was supposed to go.
Wow, look at that. Unbelievable.
And Townsend lost several positions from that, down to, I do believe he's in 6th now. This is worst case scenario for Townsend right now.
Oh, I don't know how to feel about that. Transu kind of got into the grass and got into him there. And then they just kind of went back out on track. I don't know if they need to give that position back or not. Tristan,
there's a driver in between them. They can't. It's gonna have to wind up going to penalties most likely.
Yeah, and Townsend actually falls back another position, loses a position to Lorenzo. I'm not sure if an incident happened there.
I think he's got damage.
Maybe.
He hit the wall pretty hard. Yeah, his car is beat up.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is this is not what I had on my bingo card for the last 4 minutes of the race here at Oulton Park. We've got major incident, championship moment, a championship defining incident here, because Transu now in 4th place with Townsend falling back to 7th with Pellerin all over his rear end. Oh wow, this is going to be tough. Pellerin might have the pace to get around him, and that means that Townsend is going to have to really be thinking about what's going to happen going into Valencia. Oh, this is unbelievable. However, it looks like no, Thompson was starting to get close to Transu here with a 0.2 gap, but Transu was able to extend that out. I really want to see what happens here. Pellerin looking to get around here as they go through Lodge Corner.
I think after this lap ends, I think we're going to get one more
go.
lap.
Here we go. Pellerin's going to send it through the inside at T1. Oh, contact again! Contact again! Unbelievable!
Oh, no! Oh.
Unbelievable! Contact
no.
again at turn 1. Oh, this is unbelievable.
It's all
Townsend's back on
Townsend.
Townsend's back on the track, but they are now sitting in 9th position. Meanwhile, Transu is still sitting in 4th.
Oh,
wow.
And I think he's got damage. Look at how slow he's going.
Townsend's got to have had damage. This is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I'm riding on board with him right now, and he seems like he's bouncing all over the place.
Oh wow, Pellerin is coming back, and Pellerin probably going to take the position this time, hopefully cleanly. Oh, this is painful to see here. Tyler Martin on their final lap. as we wrap up here at Oulton Park with a crazy, unbelievable last 5 minutes. Townsend's,
It's all falling apart for
they've got to
Townsend.
do what they can here. Pellerin's probably going to try to find a way around. Townsend's going to try to defend, but unfortunately they can't. It's going to squeeze him. Yeah, Pellerin's got the position. Wow.
And then you got, I think who's that behind them? I think that might be.
That's going to be
That's lap traffic. Tribido.
Oh, never
Or
mind.
Thibodeau. It's lap traffic, but
Wow.
oh my goodness. You can't help but feel bad for Townsend here. It was all going right. He was about to secure a really good spot in the championship, and then one mistake led to one incident, and then another, and then almost another one after that.
Oh, I cannot believe that I'm seeing this right now.
Oh, and he gets hit by lap traffic.
Oh no!
He gets
Oh
hit
no!
by
I gotta
lap
see that.
traffic.
Thibodeau hits him. Going in. It looks like they're going
Yeah.
into Druids, and a little bit of maybe a contact here. Oh no! Sends it in the inside. Sends him out. Oh, that's just. The good news for Townsend is the next car behind has a gap. Now we've got Tyler Martin across the line, securing P1 with an excellent drive. Best lap of 133.4. Just an outstanding drive from Tyler Martin here as with the 20, almost a 30-second gap to P2 now as Koval prepares to go through Lodge Corner here and finish in P2. Tristan, I've got to catch up to chat here because this has been really spicy. Koval coming across the line in position 2 now with Reg just a few seconds behind. Going to bring position 3. Transu going through Lodge here now, gonna bring P4, and this is defining for them because now Transu is in the fight. Even with the penalties, if the stewards look at this and they apply any penalties to anybody here, I mean, unbelievable.
There's not enough penalties that can save Townsend right now. Transu is
Thompson
way too far ahead.
Comes across the line in 4th. Lorenzo comes across the line in 3rd. Naples in 6th. Rodriguez comes across in 7th. We've got Pellerin on course to come across in 9th position. And Townsend, after just unfortunate one event after another here in the last 5 minutes of the race here at Oulton, Townsend does manage to get across the line, and the positions got all messed up here.
Yeah. Oh man, you gotta feel for Townsend after that. I think we're waiting on maybe one driver to cross the line, but they might have reset to the pits. Yeah, they're in the pits.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. What a race here at Oulton Park, guys. What an absolutely outstanding race here. I'm going to go ahead and catch up on chat here real quick, and then we're going to cut to a word from our sponsors. So let's see here. Tristan, that's not very cash money of them. No, that was a bit of a rough move from Transu earlier. You guys have seen it all.
What an ending to the race.
This week's episode of D5 Drive to Survive will be absolute cinema. I tell you what, this is the craziest race I have gotten to see in Division 5. Just what a wild time, especially these last few minutes. Outstanding. Give us a few minutes. Drivers are finishing up here. We're going to start to get ready to pull in our top 3 here into the booth to ask them some questions. And while we wait, let's cut to a word from our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
All right, folks, we're working on getting our drivers up here with us. Bear with us here a minute. Really want to hear from these guys and hear about their race.
All right. So sponsor read is done, and I do.
We are live. Welcome back.
We are back. We are back. Okay. So.
All right. Is Tyler ready to go?
Yeah, he's ready. I do believe.
All right. Let's bring them in. And did you confirm who our P2 and P3 finishers were?
Yes. So it was. I got the names, but I gotta remember. How they're said. It was Jaro Koval was second.
Oh, Koval,
then,
yes, Koval in second. I remember.
Yes, and then we had the silver driver in third.
Reg. Yep. Okay, cool. I don't see Reg and Koval here in chat anywhere. So I think we're gonna do something a little different here. We're gonna bring Transu and Martin in here and talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk, kind of hear about them, hear about their race from them, and see what they have to say. So let's bring them in and get them in here. Hello, guys. Welcome to the booth. We're bringing our both of our drivers here. Shane.
I think.
Oh, did I?
I think
move?
Transu left.
Yeah, he definitely left.
Oh, did I lose him?
Well, that's unfortunate. We were gonna ask him some questions, but while you're here, Martin, congrats on your win. What a dominant performance! Absolutely dominant. Start to finish, you were you seemed like you were in control of that race.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think the race looked a lot better than it felt on my end. Honestly, I think Mount Panorama was easier than Oulton Park. I don't know how the Brits do it. Like, that track is stressful. I think part of it is because in Mount Panorama, at least you have like some spots you can breathe. I feel like Oulton Park is just non-stop. Which corner next is gonna kill me?
Oh yeah, definitely a challenging race, but I mean, you held it together. I don't think there were any major incidents for you. Kept it clean at the start. Unfortunately, your teammate wasn't quite so lucky at the start of the race there, but yeah, it just seemed like a really clean race. Got anybody you want to dedicate this win to?
Well, I can't believe it's back-to-back wins. That's nuts. Going from winning my first race last week to now winning a second race in a row this week. Honestly, similar shout-outs. Shout out to my lovely wife who is falling asleep on the couch watching her show right now. Shout out to my grandma back in Pittsburgh who watches every race. And my little niece just turned 1 last weekend or week and a half ago. She's adorable. And then yeah, shout out to my wonderful sister-in-laws as well.
Yeah, all right. You got any parting words? Anything else you'd like to share? You know, about strategy, about the race, anything?
Yeah, no, I mean it's just the race was honestly pretty straightforward. The Ferrari felt great around here. I set my personal best of a 133.7 to get pole, and then I had a feeling that as long as I kept it clean, the people behind me were gonna end up taking themselves out. So I just you know, I actually kept it pretty easy for the first stint there, and then I don't know what happened. The track must have really got faster as the night went on, because I came out for the second stint and I was just putting in fast lap after fast lap, and
we saw that. What was it?
Yeah, I set a 133.4 with like 40 liters of fuel, and I couldn't even do that with qualifying fuel. So I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, we were talking about that. Because you PB'd in quali, and I was like, "That's a really." I mentioned you even before you set your first qualifying lap. Like, hey, we gotta watch out for this guy. He has some really fast times in practice, and then, you know, we get to qualifying, and you put in really fast times. Like, wow, okay, that's a really fast time. And then we get to the race, and somehow you top the time again.
Yeah, yep. Don't ask me how, because I have no idea. It didn't feel any different than other laps. I just saw the delta keep getting more green and more green, and then whenever I was in a race chat with Shane Tranzu, and as I was coming around the final turn, I literally started laughing. I said, "There's no way this is real," because sometimes the delta times like to mess up, and it came across and it was real. But yeah, moving forward, we have a pretty we were having a pretty close, pretty tough title fight in the teams moving forwards here. I think Townsend and Lorenzo were our P2 in the teams championship. Hopefully this victory, and I think Shane ended up P4, so hopefully that's enough to kind of you know, push us a little bit out of reach from them going into Valencia. But and I know Shane wishes he had a better race. We're gonna have to go ahead and review, see what happened, but talk it over. But yeah, I, as a team, I think the fact that he still ended up finishing, I think it was P4, P5. I think that's a wonderful finish. So.
I do believe it was fourth, but I mean, we'll see. He had some incidents late in the race, and there might be it's possibility of penalties coming in later. But
yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we're actually gonna go watch the replay together and kind of have a breakdown and everything. But yeah, no, that's all from me. Very happy to have back-to-back wins. Maybe we can make it a three-peat with Valencia. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Never say never, Tyler. Once again, fantastic race. It was just a great time watching you guys out there, watching you just sail ahead and hot lap. That's what it probably felt like. Yes. And congrats on the back-to-back wins. And you know, like I said, never say never. You might be coming back next week with you know, your third win. We're looking forward to seeing you out there at Valencia.
Yep, if I'm lucky, I'll talk to you guys next week as well. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.
Hey,
you
thank
as well. Man, what a race!
What a
I mean,
race!
It was.
I cannot.
We had
I
an
can't
exciting
believe
start. An exciting start with like a few incidents, including that incident between Tranzu and Penkovic,
yeah.
which was absolutely. That was quite terrifying, because I'm sure that was very nerve-wracking for Tensu at the time, because you know, you're trying to go forward, you're trying to maybe challenge for the title, and then you get in that lap 1 incident, and then at the end of the race, all of a sudden there's your
comes together.
Opponent.
There it is.
Yeah,
it just comes together. What? I can't believe it. Just like that, we were going into the end there thinking, okay, it's a settled thing. You know, we're kind of gearing ourselves up. We're punching the numbers in, and we're thinking, okay, you know what? We know what the last race is going to look like, and now here we are with a big upset. I don't know. I'm not the math guy, and I don't know. I haven't had enough time to look yet at the points, but next race at Valencia is going to be exciting. So let me remind everybody who's watching, you know, we are
A huge
hang on. Here we go. Here's the calendar. All right, so we are coming back next week at Valencia at our final round. It's going to be a night race, so that's going to be some extra spectacle for you guys. So be sure to tune in there and see how this shapes up. You know, I think when we get there, we're going to have a lot of exciting stuff to talk about as we go into the final round here. I think across all of our divisions here in SRA, there's a lot of really exciting movement happening from this race. Oulton Park is a very challenging race, and to do this race after Mount Panorama last week, which is also really hard, but a lot of people drive it, to do Oulton Park, which is also really hard, and a lot of people don't drive it, and now we're going into Valencia, all sorts of movement on the points. You guys are not going to want to miss this. And
Tell you what, Valencia is an easier track compared to, at least compared to Oulton Mount Panorama. So I think we're going to see some large turnouts. It's a finale, and it's an easier track. It's personally one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
going to be a crowded field, I'd say, and that could lead to some major chaos for our championship fight.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but I'm very excited for what's to come.
Oh yeah.
Any parting words for our viewers out there?
Make sure to tune in tomorrow as our even divisions, D2, D4, and D6 are driving. And specifically D6, I would like some spectators for my race.
Please go watch Division 6. Do not watch Division 4. I don't want anybody else watching me completely destroy my race once again. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Mac and I, we've had a great time. So, that's it. Once again, I've been your host tonight, Robert, joined by Mac. Hopefully Henry's able to make it back next week, and y'all can hear his wonderful, perfect voice over the microphone here as we go into the final round at Valencia. Tune in. Thanks again for joining, and have a good night and a great week.